a lot of the second subject creators are musicians first and foremost, but even myself, a lot of us are people who are just creative people, period. And it's easy to feel like you're hitting a wall with music these days because the way that we were brought up to understand how we get feedback within music has changed so dramatically.
Sure.
And I think the way that we as creators have dealt with that is to say, well, now I just don't create music, but I also create indefinitely in all directions.
Sure.
And I think there's also an aspect to visual art that gives you real-time feedback before you even show it to anybody.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because you're actually physically cutting things, especially with your art, you're physically touching things instead of like recording stuff into a computer and messing with more ethereal things. You're actually getting in there and getting your hands dirty, literally and figuratively.
Yeah.
And I think there's something to be said for that kind of, that feedback as
And there's
well.
so many different layers with music too, of trust that you have to let go of. And there's very rarely any kind of an instance in which you can have 100% creative control unless you know everything from the beat production to the writing to the recording aspect to the mixing and the mastering and the printing and everything. Unless you're in complete the know and are an expert in those areas, you have to let go of so much trust. And the interesting thing about artwork is, you know, you can pick up a canvas or a piece of wood or whatever it is that you're working on, and you have, from beginning to end, you have, you know, you're able to put your vision out there as if you're, you know, skilled enough in order to be able to realize that vision through practice. You're able to put that out there and present it in a kind of an unmolested form.
And that's the key word
which
there.
there are plus and minuses because you the collaborative process can unlock so many different areas with music. But that's something when you're lacking the satisfaction or that kind of completed circuit, like you had mentioned, being able to learn those parts about yourself of like, wow, you know, I really can create something that's a completed work or a completed idea without having to, you know, ask questions or get permissions or, you know, like doing, like handing things off and adding other people's opinions, perspectives, and you get more of a trust in your artistic sensibilities or your creative sensibilities that I think at that point also really carried over to, you know, my graphic design and illustration and branding consulting, and
It
just
branched out
to,
into other realms as well.
being
And then
able to trust my own opinion and
I'm
not to
sure
give
it
opinions to other people.
I'm sure it refed your music as well.
Sure.
You know, so that trust that it was able to build in you, because there's a certain trust that you're, you know, in process when you're not just creating things here and you're actually creating things here like this, you know.
Thanks for watching Skip's Big Ideas on YouTube. For more episodes and behind the scenes content, be sure to subscribe to our channel down below and follow us on Instagram at @SkipsBigIdeas. Thanks for watching and keep thinking big.